Hi, this is Scott Vorthman. Today I'm excited to announce the availability of vZome 7.0. When you launch vZome 7.0, it may look a lot like vZome 6.0. In fact, there's very few identifiable differences. vZome 7.0 is essentially functionally identical to vZome 6. So why a new version, you may ask? Well, for this reason. We have torn out the outmoded and unsupported Java 3D scene graph library that was at the heart of our 3D graphics in vZome. So we're working much more closely to the native OpenGL APIs. We're using native modern OpenGL techniques like vertex shaders, custom shaders, and vertex buffer objects. And we believe we're delivering close to the optimum rendering performance for vZome. So let me illustrate this to you. So I'm going to create the largest possible H4 polytope, the omnitruncated 600 cell. And you can see that it rendered pretty quickly. Looks pretty good. It's rotating fairly smoothly. The chunkiness you see in the rotation here is actually the resolution we're putting on the mouse for rotating the trackball. So we're moving a large angle each time. The one new feature, the sole new feature in vZome 7 is that the trackball now acts as a fine-tuning control for the camera angle. So if you really want to line things up precisely, you use that one, while the main trackball continues to be sort of for large-scale, coarse-grain, fast motions. So we're using the display resolution much more effectively with this version. So you get just a better looking image, particularly if you have a Retina display or another HDPI display. But we really haven't pushed this to the limit very much here. So let's try something. So I'm going to quickly build lost it. I'm going to build a translation tool to make a copy, or actually several copies of this object. So we're going to put a lot more objects on the screen. So let's select all. You can see that the selection happened really quickly. And now let's use our tool. So each time I click, I'm adding about 21,000 objects to the screen. And by now, I have well over 100,000 objects on the screen. We're still getting very good rendering performance. We're now maybe starting to see a little bit of a frame rate issue as I move the mouse around. But it's still pretty good. And of course, we've got a lot more objects on the screen than we could have before in earlier versions. There are other aspects of the rendering that we've optimized. So for example, if I want to change shapes, that happens pretty quickly. So it takes about 2 seconds to switch to lifelike, which is the most intensive one. There's a lot of polygons in those balls. If I switch to tiny connectors, it's pretty quick. If I switch to small dodecahedra, it's equally quick. So it takes about a second, as long as you're not switching to or from the lifelike rendering. So that's good. We can also switch the symmetry system equally quickly. So now I have my octahedral shaped odd Zome balls. And I can switch back. So we're very, very happy with this rendering performance and the fact that we're now able to use memory more effectively and render bigger objects, bigger models. So we hope this will open up some doors for you. There are a few rendering effects that are not yet implemented in the new version. One of them is related to the sort of odd coloring you see on the trackball, these little dark triangles. So panel lighting is not quite perfect yet, so we're still working on that. We also don't have transparency. So if I drag out a strut, you'll see this is not a transparent preview strut, it's actually solid. So we still need to do the transparency. And we still need to implement show frame labels and show panel normals. But other than that, everything is working and working well. So we encourage you to try out vZome 7 and see if you will be delighted with the rendering as we are. Thank you very much.